Trevor, simply you're encouraging senators next week to vote down this social welfare bill, a very controversial one at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people have said over the last while that the Seanad is irrelevant, and I think we have a great chance to prove our relevance next week. The government has a much smaller majority in the Seanad than they do in the Dáil. And we know that a number of the government and particularly the Labour senators have said very vocally and in the media that they're very angry about what's been brought in the social welfare bill, that they're opposed to the cuts that are in it and they want to see things changed. This is the way of doing it, by voting with us against the social welfare bill next week. So if we can get all of the sides of the Seanad to vote against this, those in opposition, the university senators, the independent Taoiseach's nominees and a number of the backbenchers, we could actually defeat the bill in the Seanad, and I'm calling on them to do that, to vote with their conscience as Colm Keaveney did, and to back us in defeating the bill.
Just to speak of Colm Keaveney for a moment, I think he's really put a spike in the wheels, I think, in terms of what he's done. Do you think that others will follow his senator colleagues? Obviously, have you done the numbers on this, and who do you need on side to block this bill?
Well, I know, for example, that Senator John Whelan was very vocal in the media last weekend. I know that James Heffernan is rumoured to be quite unhappy, Dennis Landy and John Kelly. I believe that Martin Conway Fine Gael as well is quite unhappy with some of the measures in the bill. So I'd be calling on the likes of them to really think over the weekend, to talk to their constituents and to do what the public wants them to do, which I think is to vote this bill down. The numbers would apparently be 28-32, so that could easily be overturned if a number of backbenchers came over and voted against the bill. And it's not about scoring points against the government, it's actually about making the government rethink the social welfare bill, because I think the general consensus in the public is that it's really a very bad bill and it's hitting a lot of people it shouldn't be hitting, and that there could be changes made, and clearly Colm Keaveney himself thought that, but didn't get the backing to do it.
Do you think it's a reality, I suppose, at this late stage that it'll happen? I mean, it doesn't happen often that it'll go through the Dáil and then be voted down in the Senate.
It doesn't, but I mean, I think this time yesterday people were a bit surprised when Colm Keaveney voted against the government, having said the previous day that he was going to vote with them. So I think anything can happen. There's a couple of days between now and Tuesday, Wednesday when this bill will be going through the Seanad. So I really do think so, and I think a lot of the Labour senators in particular will be looking at Colm Keaveney and saying, well, maybe he did the right thing, and when they go back to their own constituencies and talk to their grassroots, maybe the grassroots will also be telling them, look lads, we need to be standing up for ourselves, we need to stand up for the community.